Hi guys, I'm Ronni and this is Multicultural Motherhood, the place where I talk about multicultural family life. Today I want to talk to you a bit about how to breastfeed with confidence. And I have 6 tips for you on how to breastfeed with confidence. I really hope that these will help you be able to breastfeed your baby successfully. If you are new around here, I would love it if you could subscribe to my channel and join me on my motherhood journey. Now, I am currently breastfeeding my 4th baby. I have 2 boys and 2 girls. The oldest is 8 and the youngest is 11 months old, and I have breastfed all of my babies. With my first baby, I breastfed her until she was 11 months old, and then with my second, I breastfed him until he was 21 months old, and my third, I breastfed until he was 23 months old, and I'm still breastfeeding number 4, who is currently 11 months old. I hope to get to around the 2-year mark this time as well. I've had different experiences with each of them. Some have been easier than others, but in the end I've managed to breastfeed all of them, and I believe if you have the right support and the right help, if there are no serious medical reasons why you cannot breastfeed, then you should be able to breastfeed and breastfeed with confidence and successfully, if that is what you want to do. So how do you breastfeed with confidence? Number 1, believe in yourself. This is such an important thing. From the moment I found out I was pregnant, I knew I wanted to breastfeed. It was just one of those things that I never even questioned. I never doubted my ability to be able to do it. It was just such an important thing for me. My mum breastfed me and my siblings, and so when I found out I was pregnant, I knew that that was just something that I wanted to do. I wasn't one of those mums who got some formula to put in her hospital bag or anything like that. I knew that I wanted to breastfeed, and I think that really helped. Now, that doesn't mean that I found it easy all the time. Some of my babies were easier to breastfeed than others, and I will talk more about that a bit later on. But it's just really important to know that you can do it. Unless there is some medical condition or reason why you cannot breastfeed, then just give it a go and be confident in your ability to be able to do it. That will help you a lot. Number 2, have a supportive husband. This is so important. Research shows that your husband's attitude can directly affect the length of time that you breastfeed for. So it's really important that you have him on board. And why shouldn't he be? He should be happy that you are giving your child the best start in life. My husband has grown more supportive over the years, and also I have been able to breastfeed for longer with each child. Now, don't get me wrong, he was supportive of my decision to breastfeed from the beginning, but when I had my first baby, I'd be breastfeeding a lot, and his breakfast was not on the table when he wanted it, and maybe his shirt wasn't ironed, and we used to argue about this. But you know, you just have to make your husband understand that baby's needs come first. Baby is the most important thing. A newborn baby is relying on you for everything, okay? So if the baby needs feeding, you have to feed the baby. And your husband is just going to have to understand that their breakfast may not be on the table on time and their shirt might not be ironed. And to be honest, it was a struggle with my husband at the beginning, but over the years he's become so supportive of me and he helps me out a lot. He has changed so much over, you know, the last 8 years of being a father, and now he is so supportive of me. And you know, when you have a supportive husband, they will be encouraging you, they will be offering words of support, they will be getting you a drink when you're breastfeeding your baby, and this will help you so much to be able to breastfeed successfully. Number 3, get comfortable. When you are breastfeeding, it's really important that you feel comfortable and then you get your baby into a comfortable position. This is really important, and this is really going to help you to breastfeed successfully. If your baby is in an awkward position, they may not be able to latch on properly, and this is going to affect your ability to breastfeed. So it's really important that you get yourself and your baby into a comfortable position. Now, the NHS website has a lot of advice about breastfeeding positions and things like that, so I'm going to put a link to the website down below, and that should help you if you're looking for any tips on how to position your baby for breastfeeding. The other thing that can really help is getting a breastfeeding pillow. Now, these are pillows that are specifically designed for breastfeeding that will help you to support your baby while you breastfeed. Now, I didn't actually ever have a specific breastfeeding pillow, but what I did use is one of these, which is a V-shaped pillow. Now, I just got this quite cheaply in a high street shop, and I think it was about £6 or £7, something like that. And I used that when I had a newborn baby, and that really helped me get into a comfortable position and helped me to support my baby to breastfeed. So if you can manage to get something like that, that will really help you if you are struggling with being able to support your baby and getting into correct position. A pillow like this or a specific nursing pillow will really help you. Number 4, wear suitable clothing. Now, when you begin to breastfeed, this is going to be a bit of trial and error. I have adapted what I wear probably over my breastfeeding journey. At the beginning, I used to wear lots of kind of tops with buttons or zips, and so that I could like undo them, pull them down. But to be honest, I didn't really feel that comfortable doing that. I felt like I was exposing too much up here. Even if you've got a hijab on that can easily cover up your skin up the top, I just felt like a bit too open and naked, even though I was fully covered with a scarf. So what I tend to do now is I wear a vest top and then I put a baggy top on top. And for me, it's quite important to be wearing something baggy and comfortable while breastfeeding. Tight clothing really hinders my ability to be able to breastfeed. I don't like, it's really uncomfortable trying to pull up and, get yourself covered when you're wearing something tight. So for me, it's quite important to wear something loose, baggy and comfortable when I'm breastfeeding. So what I do is I put a vest top underneath and have a baggy top on top. And then what I'm able to do is pull up the top that's on top, and I've got this top underneath which I pull down. So the vest top underneath you just pull down, and this is going to allow you to breastfeed really modestly. You'll be able to cover up. The baby's head will be here. If it's a baggy top, you'll have all of this spare material that could kind of drape over the baby, drape over your chest so that you're not exposing anything. I find this the best kind of clothing to wear when you're breastfeeding for me. I don't really ever go for any of those specific nursing breastfeeding tops. I just think they're not very stylish, and they're also really expensive, and they're kind of a waste of money because you're just going to use them for a short space of time. So I just wear normal clothing that's loose and baggy and have my vest top underneath. So it's called the one up, one down method, where you pull one top up and you pull the other top down. And this is a really modest and comfortable way to breastfeed when you're out and about particularly. The other thing that you can use when you're out and about is one of these, which is a breastfeeding cover. I've got one here. So what you do with this is you put it over your head, and it's kind of like an apron. So you can easily get the baby under there, and this will just cover you up. And covers you and baby up. You can see the baby easily down there, but this is just something that's going to help you when you're breastfeeding out and about. And this is probably, I don't use this that much, but it's probably something that I'll use if I'm wearing a top that can't be pulled up, if I'm wearing one of those low cut tops with buttons, or if I'm wearing a dress that's got some buttons or a zip. This is probably something that I will use when I'm out and about then, just because it's going to give me that bit of extra coverage. It's a bit more modest, and it's going to help me to feel comfortable breastfeeding out and about in public. So when you first start breastfeeding, it will probably be a bit of trial and error. You just have to try bits and pieces and see what you like, see what feels comfortable, and see what works for you. Number 5, ask for help. This is so important. If you are struggling to breastfeed, it's so important that you ask someone for help. There are organisations out there that will help you. For example, Leche League. They are a great organisation. I can put a link down in the comments to their website, and they normally have breastfeeding support and counsellors in most cities, I would say, because I managed to find some in the place where I live. And they will be able to give you a lot of advice and support on how to breastfeed if you are having difficulty. The other thing that is great is the breastfeeding groups at your local children's centre. Now, I really struggled breastfeeding my third child, which was a shock for me really, because I found it quite easy to breastfeed babies 1 and 2, but when it came around to the third one, I don't know why, it was just really a different experience and quite difficult for me. So what I did is I went along to the breastfeeding group at the local children's centre, and there was breastfeeding counsellor there, and she looked at my positioning and offered me some advice and support that really helped me to be able to breastfeed. Now, it was discovered that when my third child was, I think he was about 3 months old, I did find out that he had a posterior tongue tie. So this was probably affecting his ability to breastfeed as well. And I didn't know about this sooner, and it would have been a lot better, I think, if I found out about it sooner. But by the time I got it checked out when he was 3 months old, I went to the appointment. The midwife who did the assessment, she said that his tongue tie was actually quite stretchy, and she didn't think that that was hindering his ability to breastfeed. So I'm still a bit confused why it took so long to establish breastfeeding properly with him and why it was so difficult, but it did get a lot easier after about 3 or 4 months. So yeah, I just persevered and kept going. I kept going to the breastfeeding groups. They helped me a lot, and then, as I said, it got easier and easier as time went on. But if your child has a tongue tie, or if there are any specific reasons why breastfeeding is difficult for you, then please do go and get some help. Get a tongue tie assessment, go to your breastfeeding support groups, go and contact Leche League and talk to a breastfeeding counsellor, and they will help you so much. The other thing that sometimes happens is, and my friend actually did this, sometimes you can go to a specific mother and baby unit and you can stay there for 24 hours, 48 hours, and they will help you. Every time your baby needs to breastfeed, they will help you to latch your baby on and tell you how to get your baby into good positions. They will help you so much. So my friend actually did this. When her baby was a couple of weeks old, she was struggling to breastfeed him. She called up her local mother and baby unit and was able to go and stay there for 24 hours. And every time she needed to feed her baby, they would come and help her and support her. And she said it was absolutely brilliant, and it really helped her be able to continue to breastfeed. So if you have anything like that in your area, do find out and do see if that is possible for you to go and stay in the mother and baby unit, because I think that will help you a lot if you are really struggling with breastfeeding. Finally, number 6, relax. Remember to relax. It shouldn't be a stressful thing, breastfeeding. It should just, be nice, relaxing. You should be calm. Your baby is not going to want to feed properly if you're all agitated and stressed about it and things, if you're all hunched up, if you've got tension. So really just try and breathe, relax, remain calm, and just enjoy breastfeeding your baby, because it's such a wonderful experience, that bond between mother and baby that you get when you're breastfeeding. It's just a fantastic thing, and you should be able to enjoy it. So be confident in your own ability to breastfeed. Remember, you can do it. So I hope this gave you some helpful tips that will help you in your breastfeeding journey. If you have any other tips and advice that you can think of for mothers that are breastfeeding, please do leave a comment down below. Please let me know what has worked for you and what hasn't, so that we can all help each other. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and remember to subscribe to my channel for updates on all my latest videos. Also, please don't forget to ring the bell, and that will give you notifications when I post a new video. Remember, I do post a video 2 or 3 times a week. Also, please do go check out my Instagram account at Multicultural Motherhood, where I'll be posting regular updates on my stories and on my grid every single day. I did actually write a blog post that goes along with this video as well, so I'm going to leave a link to that blog post down below if you wanted to have a read of that. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.